Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm home and I want to make my hair, like I want to remove it. I just want to remove the twist. And while I'm making this, I thought why not talk, or why not have a conversation with you guys, and let's just talk, okay? So you're gonna be listening to me while I'm actually talking, and today's video we are going to be talking about 10 lessons that I want you to take from me as an expert in Turkey that gonna help you when you are actually navigating, or when you are staying here, or if you are thinking to stay in Turkey. Okay, so welcome to my channel. Now, I have been living here for almost 4 years, okay? And as an expert, I have learned a lot of things that have actually helped me just navigating through and staying here. Okay, so I want to give you some of these things, or to share with you some of the things or some of the life lessons that are gonna help you, especially living here in Turkey, because I know it's not easy for some of you, especially if you're a foreigner, you don't have anyone to talk to. It can be very challenging. So you're gonna bear with me. My little girl, she's over there. She's eating some maize. In Turkey, we call them dare or misri. So she's gonna be making some little noise. So you're gonna bear with me. So the very first thing that we're gonna be talking about, without even wasting any time, is actually, I'll encourage you, if you're thinking to stay for longer period in Turkey, try as much as possible to learn the language. Okay, learning the language will save you a lot of time, because remember, as much as we have people who can speak fluent English in Turkey, not everybody is speaking English. Most of them, they speak Turkish, because Turkish is their national language. Okay, so for instance, if you are with the locals and you want to talk with them, most of them, they don't understand English. What will you do? You're gonna be using like the sign language here and there, here. It won't be good. So for you to be on a safe side as an expat living in Turkey, try as much as possible to learn the local language, which is Turkish. Okay. And also, something interesting I found out is that you can also actually teach them your language. For instance, if you are speaking English, try as much as possible to actually try to tell them, this is how we say it in English. Can you tell me how you say it in Turkish? They're gonna love it, especially the one who are open-minded to other languages. So that is the very first one. Okay. Now, another thing that I'll ask you, or I'll encourage you to actually do, is actually to embrace the Turkish cuisines. Remember, Turkey has a variety, they have variety cuisines, and for some people, they might say it's not their taste, but to be on a safe side, on like a Turkish, an expert in Turkey, try as much as possible to do what, to embrace their cuisine. When you go to local markets, instead of you asking for the food that you know in your language or in your country, try as much as possible to actually try the local cuisines. Maybe, for instance, you can eat some pizza. It is like Turkish pizza. You can ask for some dodom, or stuff like they normally have this rice stuff. Okay, eggplant stuffed stuff. You can ask for some kebab. Okay, and try as much as possible to learn or to embrace their Turkish cuisine. This way, even when you are at home, if you want to cook something, you can easily know that this is a Turkish cuisine. I'll make today, for instance, men. Men is actually just a mixture of eggs, scrambled eggs with onions, with tomatoes and chilies and butter. So learning the local cuisines and actually embracing it will save you a lot of money in terms of shopping, because remember, in Turkey there are some food that are more expensive. For instance, red meat, it's more expensive, and also for some cases you won't find the food that you are used to eating, let's say in your local country. For instance, some for me, if I want to make maybe my Kenyan food, it can be very difficult to get the ingredients and also to get the food that I want, depending on what I want to cook as a Kenyan. But if I do the Turkish way, that's why you will see in my most videos, I normally cook a lot of Turkish cuisines because I have learned them and it has helped me to embrace the culture here. And it's just amazing tasting these cuisines, okay? Try as much as possible to drink some Iran. Iran is just a mixture of Greek or yogurt with some salt, stuff like that, some mezes or appetizers, okay? Try as much as possible to embrace the Turkish culture in terms of food, and they're gonna love you when they realize that you actually love their food. The worst thing you can do to a Turkish person, or if you have been invited, is actually when they bring the Turkish food and then you say, oh, I don't eat this one. Oh, in my country we don't eat this one. Oh, they're gonna think you don't like them when the host will be so offended, okay? So try as much as possible to embrace the Turkish cuisines, and you will save in terms of money and also just in terms of health way. By the way, the reason why I love Turkish cuisine, most of them, they are like organically produce the food, the vegetables, the fresh fruits. So embrace it, okay? So that is coming at my third point, is to actually something that goes with in hand with the culture, is actually to respect the cultural norms in Turkey. For instance, if you're a lady, you are visiting a mosque, try as much as possible to cover yourself very well. Do not just go with empty chest as you have used, because I know we come from different backgrounds, and sometimes you might feel that it is okay, but because of the cultural respect and also because you are entering a mosque, a holy place, try as much as possible to cover yourself, and then just wear presentable, like wear well. Even if it is a man, you are going to a mosque or you are going to a church, try as much as possible to actually respect the norms in terms of religion, okay? And also other things is that do not speak badly about the if you are from a certain region or religion. For instance, I'm a Christian, and when you see the Muslims doing something, do not actually try to speak badly or try to say, oh, look at how they are doing, or we don't do this, oh, this and this. No, just respect them, give them space for them to pray if they want to pray. If they want, for instance, if it is Ramadan, just respect the norms, okay? Do not try to make like, oh, this is how we don't do it, or this is how we don't do it in Christianity. And if you are Muslim, do not try to make us feel bad because of our religion. Remember, we are different, okay? So we might have different beliefs, but at the end of the day, we are serving the same God, one God, okay? Allah, who is God, who is above everything. So respect us and we respect you. So that will save you a lot of time and a lot of drama if you are thinking of living in Turkey. Coming at number 5 or number 6, I'm not sure, is actually for you to respect the social etiquette. When I say social etiquette, I mean, for instance, a Turkish family or a Turkish friend has invited you to maybe to have dinner with them. Do not just ignore and say, oh, I don't want to go, or I'm not going, or try to feel like it is bad thing. No, try as much as possible, go there, present yourself well when they bring food. Sometimes it is also good to learn some of the phrases, when especially when you are on the table. For instance, when the host that has invited you, when they bring something for instance, they bring food, try as much as possible to show that you have interest or you like what they have brought. Eat, not too much, but just eat. And then also you can add in some phrases. For instance, we normally say, maybe the guest will tell you, or you as a person who has eaten the food, it is good to express gratitude. and then you can say like enlesalg. They normally say enlesalg or enlesalg, and then maybe the host will say of you to zoom or something like that. So try as much as possible to learn the words that can be used during the meal times, and also just say teşekkürler or çok güzel, yemek çok güzel, like the food is good, thank you so much. Those little words, they matter a lot, okay? And also try as much as possible to socialize with them, with the locals, or maybe Turkish people they have invited you. For you, instead of you just going alone or maybe not going, you can go, and then next time you can invite them to your place and also hang around, have some Turkish coffee or some Turkish tea, and just socialize with people, okay? That will save you a lot of time. Also, it will help you build yourself in terms of actually knowing the culture and also understanding what is going outside here, just beyond your region, okay? Now, for those people who are just actually coming to tour, and maybe you want to go to touristic places, I'll urge you to actually explore beyond just touristic places. For instance, you are coming maybe in Istanbul. Instead of you actually just going in maybe famous places like Cappadocia, or maybe famous places, maybe like maybe you want, or the bazaar or something, try as much as possible to also go to these minor cities, okay, or minor places. You can have a guide who can guide you and tell that person, let me go, or show me where we have not too many touristic places, okay? That way it's gonna help you to understand the Turkish the Turkish people, the way of living, the culture, and also just see how amazing the country is. Because at the end of the day, it's not only about the big or the major cities that you want to explore. For you to understand very well the culture here, the people here, the beautiful places here, dive into those smaller cities or smaller places just beyond touristic places. Okay, I'll take my little girl because she's gonna fall down, and then continue. Now, another thing that I'll ask you as an expat in Turkey is actually for you to learn new skills, okay? If you came as, maybe for instance, you just came as, maybe you want to, let's say you are working as a nanny, don't just remain there because you came as a nanny or because this is just my work. No, explore, learn, self-study, learn new skills, okay? Learn even life skills that can save you. For instance, if you're coming, if you're a lady, knowing some skills, for instance, braiding your own hair, the way I normally do my hair, will save you a lot of time, a lot of money. Because in Turkey, not everybody does African hair. Like they don't, most of them, they don't know how to handle African hair. There was a video that I saw on Instagram and I got really pissed off. Like, this Turkish person, the African lady, she went in a salon, and instead of this girl, or maybe instead of these people actually know handling the hair very well, she was like doing like this, and then to make it worse, she took a hot comb and then brushed and then, and for me it felt like she didn't know what she was doing. She didn't know how to handle African hair, because our hair is not the same like theirs, okay? So learn how to make your hair, buy your own stuff, and you can make them at home, okay? And also braiding your hair, it is very good because it's gonna save you in terms of money wise. Just to braid in Turkey, it costs you a lot of money, around, maybe if I want a good style, maybe $200 to $300, okay? The other time I asked here, just how much it's gonna cost me to make African braids, and then they told me, for you to actually make it, you have to pay us $200, and I was like, what? $200? I can't, because I already know how to make my hair. So when I told them I can, And then they told me, can you show us? I showed them the clip where I was making my hair, and they were like, oh, come, we work together. Oh, you can be having clients, we pay. I told them I'm not doing it because I have little kids. So if you ever get a chance to be in a foreign country, not only in Turkey, try as much as possible to make your own hair, okay? Because it is expensive, even buying the braids, buying our African oils, or maybe shampoos and everything. It can be very difficult, especially if you are a foreigner, or you are maybe you are new in a certain area or in a certain country, okay? Now, another thing that I'll ask you is actually to refresh your mind in terms of legal information. Try to know the regulations here in Turkey, in terms of maybe visa regulations, in terms of actually insurance, health-wise. Just know what is going on legally, like what can you do legally and what can't you do. For instance, if you came on a touristic visa, you already know that you can't work, like it is not legal, but you need to make sure that you are getting a company that will hire you, and then they're going to make for you a work visa or a work permit. Otherwise, if you overstay on your touristic visa, you're going to pay, and you're going to maybe sometimes right now they have regulation on foreigners. They can deport you if the police come and then they find you are illegal. Remember, Turkey is cracking on illegal immigration, okay? So you must be very careful. And also something else, for those who are planning to come maybe to look for jobs in Turkey, and you are using agents, this is information I'm telling you. Agents won't tell you. They won't tell you that if you go to Turkey, maybe most of you might be using maybe touristic visa. Turkey, they don't approve a resident permit easily, okay? Especially this year, they don't. Unless if you are coming to buy a property, or maybe you are coming from maybe European countries and you have a lot of money, or maybe you are getting to a Turkish person, they don't. If you are just coming to on a touristic visa and you think that they're going to approve it, it is a hassle. Try me. I'm not kidding you. It is very difficult right now. So try to be aware of the legal requirements, legal information. Do not overstay on your visa. Do not engage into drugs, and just be a good person, okay? That way you're going to stay well as an expat in Turkey, okay? Now, coming to another point is actually for you to connect with the local people. Okay, try to develop a local connections. What I mean is try to be with friends with the locals here. If you know you have friends who are locally from here, try as much as possible to be friends with them, because they're going to teach you their language. They're going to teach you how they normally navigate through certain stuff, and you're going to build like yourself in terms of actually knowing everything, knowing some stuff here and there, and it's going to save you a lot, okay? Don't just be, oh, because I came from Kenya, I just need to hang out with only Kenyans. No. Try as much as possible to have Turkish friends, other friends from other countries or other continents, okay? And that way, it's going to help you in terms of actually just staying here. Remember, in a foreign country, it can be very difficult in terms of actually being lonely. You can be so desperate, or maybe it can even lead to depression when you are just alone at maybe no one is talking to you, okay? Finding friends can be very difficult, so try as much as possible to build local connections here. It's going to help you even when you are searching maybe for, let's say, for job or for business. You want to do business, you want to go to buy stuff. Going with the locals here who understand their language will help you, okay? Now, last but not least, because my little girl, she's stubborn. Anajim, can you say hi? Can you say hi? Zeni. She want to make some noise, so I want to leave you. But last but not least is actually for you to stay open-minded to, like, I already said that, but just to actually be open-minded, don't just restrict yourself because I know certain thing. I cannot learn this. I cannot uh, do this. No, try to be open-minded to new opportunities, new friends, and everything gonna be all right. Okay, and also try as much as possible to actually engage in the local festivals or cultural festivals. Okay, if you know in a certain area we have something that is going on, try and go and see how they normally do, and you're gonna learn and improve yourself. Okay, so until next time again, guys, I have done my hair. I'm going to rinse it, like wash it, and then I'll see you guys later. I have to say goodbye or görüşürüz as we normally say in Turkey. Anadim, can you say görüşürüz? Say bye bye.